Not safe for work. People have Reddit who had sex with an in-law or step-sibling or parent. What happened? How did you get into that situation? And did anyone find out? I know someone who got pregnant from a guy and later married him. No problems yet. Then, through the girl's mom and guy's dad got together and had their own kid. So now the original couple has a brother together. The baby has a sister and brother married to each other. But they were married before any of the weird crap happened. Honestly, if my parents pulled that crap, I'd be so pissed because no one is ever going to believe the kids got married first, so they're going to be the weirdos. Can you imagine Christmas if one of the couples got divorced? I honestly believe situations like those, that's why Excel was invented. Briefly, during high school, my girlfriend's parents were on the rocks. The mom was sleeping with another guy, and the family was in rough shape. So the dad's response was to go after my single mom. Next thing you know, my girlfriend's dad is having an affair with my mom, while the girlfriend's mom is having an affair with an old flame. They're going on double dates together, and the girlfriend and I are suddenly unofficial step-siblings. And yes, it was awkward, even though it had nothing to do with us. Thankfully, it didn't last long, maybe a month. Her mom and dad reconciled, and things went back to normal. There was one night they all came over to my mom's apartment with wine. We all drank. The mom and her fling went to a hotel. My mom and dad went to bed. Then the girlfriend and I went to bed. That was weird. Does that count? LOL. Jerry Spring is on line 1. Yeah, we collectively made Springer jokes while this was going on. LOL. Hey, I know how you felt. I was dating a girl, and then about 3 months in, my dad and her mom started dating. We didn't notice initially, but we did our own things. Then my dad was all we need to go to dinner and with my girlfriend and her daughter. It was awkward to get to the house and have to explain all. Her mom recognized me and my dad recognized her daughter. I thought it was some sick joke. They dated for about a year and a half. My girlfriend and I dated for close to 3 years. Still great friends, but goddamn, that was awkward at first. My dad had started dating following a messy divorce, and after being very coy about his activities for a few months, decided to introduce me to his girlfriend's family. We all traveled to relatives' country house and had a big party. The wine flowed pretty liberally. Eventually, it was just me and the new girlfriend's daughter who had remained. We've been getting on pretty well at night, and we both quite drunk at this point. I stood, deciding I had enough for one night, kissed her goodnight. One thing led to another and we slept together. This kept up for a few months. I'm not sure if Dad ever gasped why I was so excited to go to his girlfriend's place, but I was there in a flash if the invitation was offered. Fast forward 6 or 7 years, and Dad married his partner. I was the groomsman. Now I throw in, I have never banged my sister in games of never have I ever. Don't regret it at all. We're all not teens and we're actually good friends now. Well, at least the two of you aren't blood related. In high school, one of my close friends lost her virginity to her mid-30s stepbrother and began a relationship with him. Didn't grow up together. I always felt like it was a bit sleazy in that he groomed her. We were about 16. The thing is they're still together 15 years later with a kid and everything. It totally tore the family apart for a while. This happened to my friends, but she was 8 and he was in mid-20s. They got married when she turned 18, moved her to isolation. 10 years later, she divorced him and just remarried a nice man, and they had a baby. I thought she was a goner for a long time. I also saw on Facebook her mom hugging the pedophile stepson, tagging her daughter, his ex-wife victim, and the poor girl blocked them all. So it didn't rip apart the family, it just ruined her life. I just started seeing a girl who was kept as a property for like 14 years or something. She said it was like a dom/sub thing, but from what I could tell, the dom was an extreme psychopath. That was a long time ago. We've only been acquainted several months now. She's very sweet, but Sony groomed her mind to a certain way, and it's difficult to bond through some of that damage. Give it time and you feel a person is under her trauma is worth it. Does she know that she's damaged, or does she insist everything was on the up and up? I did the deed with my mother-in-law once. It makes me feel dirty when I think about it. I was separated from my wife at the time. In the process of divorcing, I went to my mother-in-law's house to help her with moving some furniture. We ended up sitting around, and after I helped her, I had a few cocktails and talked about my separation to her daughter. Fast forward to midnight, and 6 drinks later, all of a sudden, I'm looking at her with her jeans to her ankles and bent over the kitchen table. I swear to this day, I don't really know who made the first move or how it got to that point. It was crazy. The next day she calls me and plays the whole "had too much drink, I don't remember last night" card. I get it. I know it was her pretending like it never happened, and I was perfectly okay with doing just that. I saw it numerous times after that, and neither of us acted strange. We just erased it and acted like nothing ever happened. At the time I was about 30 and my mother-in-law was about 50. I never told anyone until now. You mother effer, by law. He broke the mother-in-law. This is it? This is how we're going to start in 2018? Yep. Dick in hand, browsing Reddit and drinking, and yeah. Yeah, wait all year for a good smut. Let's just get this ball rolling early. Throw away for obvious reasons. My biological mother died when I was about 5 years old. Dad remarried about 2 years later to a woman who had a daughter who was the same age. We got along pretty well for the most part, and years go by and nothing happened. Sometime when we were both 13, my stepmom got into a car accident and died almost instantly. We all took it really hard, especially my dad. Dad started to drink and not be very fatherly to either of us. He was depressed and rarely ever talked to us, and in turn left my stepsister and I feel despondent and unloved. One night I woke up to the sound of my stepsister crying. I went to her room, comfort her and calm her down. We both ended up crying together and just held each other for a long time. I kissed her and went to go and leave, but for some reason, didn't really know why, we just kept kissing for a while. Eventually we just ended up having sex. I don't know why we did. We never felt any attraction to each other beforehand, and we certainly didn't have plan on having sex. I think both of us just had like the idea of being close to someone. We haven't felt the touch of someone we love for so long that I think it was just sort of a way of coping. In total we probably had sex 14 or 15 times over the course of about 2 years. After that we just stopped. Don't really know why. We just got over the feeling of being unloved, I guess. No one knows as far as I'm aware. It never negatively affected our relationship, and it isn't awkward between us. It was just something that happened. How's your dad now, if you don't mind me asking? And did he ever come close to finding out? He stopped drinking when we were around 17. We're 19 now, and he dates a few people casually, but it's nothing serious. He never admitted, but losing the love of your life twice probably screws him up a bit. He never came close. He didn't care about us for a long time, so even if he did find out, I doubt he would have done anything. You still live together with your stepsister? One Christmas, my uncle brought my future aunt-in-law over to meet everyone. I was 12 and she had big boobs, like stupidly big boobs. I got binoculars as a gift, as a part of his kid's spy kit. I thought I was being so clever, pretending to look around the room with them just so I could stealthily. She was sitting 10 feet away, get a full zoomed in image of those lovely jubblies. I did this for like 30 minutes. Okay, that's hilarious. Sweep zooms nonchalantly, pauses at booms for 5 minutes. Continues sweeping. Yeah, they totally didn't notice. Ha ha ha. It's like when my girl mates says they know the guy's looking. It's how it all started. I had sex with my brother-in-law, and my family do know but pretend not to. My sister was married for a short time to a guy who lived and worked abroad most of the year. I never particularly liked the man. I think he wanted to be married to an attractive, younger woman who would pretty much do whatever he say. And it was crazy because he was like 8 months away of the year. My sister was young, stupid in lots of ways, didn't get on with his friends and family, and Jay felt like she's been abandoned. Anyway, my sister rather lived at his home when he was away, would move back into with my parents. He gave my sister access to a certain amount of money, and much hilarity ensued. So my first year of university, he found out that my sister had been cheating with him. Not only that, but with several people he knew, and he was not surprisingly angry. My parents, being idiots, decided to hire a lawyer who made things worse, and then the issue over what was happening with the money came up. So I came home from university, and my family were about to put out their home. Also, I should have mentioned he paid for some of my university expenses. I'm making this way too complicated, but I ended up having sex with him in return for him calming down and letting my sister and family climb out of the financial hole they were in. The sex was pretty weird, and he enjoyed screwing me in my sister's bed way more than he should have. In the end, he got out of the family's life, and that was the way to end it. That screwed up. I love how she casually drops the fact that her family pimped her out and her brother-in-law like it's no big deal. It's not 100% clear, so I'm going to stick with her being kind of a sexual Batman that swooped in to help with a shag that saved the family. Come up with your own plot ideas, Pornhub. Lemons, pineapples, clowns, Sarah Palin. For crap's sakes, people, we need to get more ideas. Reddit users get laid. We need more realistic plots. Reddit users spend most time on Reddit. We forgot the sex act part. Reddit users get screwed by mods. Perfect. Step siblings or parents isn't the best way to phrase a title because it sounds like you're looking for the kid that broke his arms and started screwing his mom.